Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Nahmadu wa sallallahu Mr. Clive Smith, Mr. Austin Beck, distinguished participants, particularly the entire team of the brief, and those who have made their presentations in this one-day seminar. I must say that whatever I have heard and read about the brief has impressed me deeply. You are doing a great service, and we hope your efforts will succeed and set a noble example for all others to follow. And I am so happy that some of my colleagues in Pakistan have taken cue from their started efforts in that direction. I wish them all success. As to the seminar, I think it has been a very valuable contribution to the debate. We all have to understand what the real issues are, what is at stake, and how we can face this challenge. I think 9/11 is a turning point in the sense that while it was a crime against humanity, without going into the justification or lack of it, any act of terrorism which directs at innocent people, even if to a dictated political cause, cannot be condoned. But having said so, the response to that act of terrorism has turned out to be a greater terrorism and a destabilizing reaction globally. Proportionality has some relevance in this context also. And what has worried me is that at least at the conceptual as well as the practical level, 5 crimes have been committed. First, terrorism has always been looked upon as a criminal act. It was transformed into a war phenomenon. It was a paradigm shift from a crime to be taken to task on the plane where it belongs. And even in the United States, the 1993 Trade Center Act of Terrorism, the Oklahoma, the US Cole event, all of them were treated as criminal acts, not 9/11. So there was a paradigm shift, and that is not everything. That was one much bigger crime. Secondly, terrorism has already been looked upon as a tactic. It is something which is an offshoot and a result of something else. For example, as even Samuel Huntington has said in his book, terrorism is the weapon of the weak against the strong. If the strong are not prepared to play what is the rules of the game, then a reaction to that takes place. And as such, it is primarily a tactic. But from tactic it was turned into a strategy, or a strategy to an entity, or an entity to a target, and a target which has been moving from one place to another globally. So that was, I think, a second major issue, security that has to be addressed. Third, because of that, whatever has been achieved towards the development of international law, universal conventions, some values and principles to be respected in war or peace. And then, of course, the League of Nations, the UN Charter, the Bill of Rights, and other conventions, an effort was made to rewrite the entire international law, convention, and principles. The third issue. Fourth issue, on the basis of these 3, a right of intervention by the powerful anywhere in the world, what they regard to be an act of terrorism or a threat to their people. Now, right to self-defense has been clearly defined in the UN Charter, Article 51. Right to intervention was superimposed, and that, in my view, destabilized the entire global architecture for peace or justice. And finally, this war on terror and war of terror was used as an instrument for the pursuit of political agendas, strategic or otherwise. Afghanistan was invaded, and I beg to submit that even the UN resolution was violated in letter and spirit, as it is being done now in Libya. The issue of Iraq is more important, where on the basis of apprehension about payment of past destruction, which was not there and everybody knew that. And then what is the result? We find that globalization of terrorism, making the world much more insecure, and the price we have paid in human terms, life, injury, displaced persons, violation of sovereignty, economic crisis, you name it. This is the background. Now in that context, what is needed is to challenge these flaws in the entire strategy and approach which has been thrust upon the humanity in the last decade. Along with that, we should work at the micro level. I appreciate the huge efforts. It's our duty. Our sister, Anna Joy is here. She has been a victim, but she has also come to the help of the victim. Litigation is one of the instruments. We must pursue it and pursue it assiduously. But along with that, I would share the view expressed from this floor that unless there is political will, unless there is political effort, unless there is enough pressure, political, diplomatic, from civil society, things may not change. And that is the real challenge. So a two-pronged strategy is needed. One, litigation, legislation, invoking laws to seek fundamental rights of the people. But secondly, to have political pressure within the country and globally, so that the wretched situation in which the entire humanity has been thrown after 9/11 by the colonial and neo-colonial powers, it has to be squarely faced. Therein lies the hope for the future and freedom and rights for mankind. Otherwise, we are heading towards a new dark ages which will be darker than the dark ages on whom we are lamented. So with these few words, I thank you all, and I hope that this seminar will be a stepping stone towards seeking human rights for those who have been denied, and also making the world a better place to live in, so that human rights of all will be respected, and we will make a world where, through a pluralistic model, different views could coexist, and through dialogue and engagement, through political process and not brute force, political and human issues will be resolved.